Deep in the Florida Everglades, something stirred. Not just mosquitoes and gators, mind you. This was different. Bubba, a man who knew the swamp like his mama's biscuit recipe, saw it first. Big old scaly fella, he'd say, scratching his beard. Walking on two legs it was. Held a fishing rod too, but I ain't judging. News, especially weird news, travels fast. Soon, scientists in khakis and sensible shoes descended upon the Everglades. They came with nets, cameras, and enough bug spray to repel a rhinoceros. They expected to find a large lizard, maybe a bear that learned to stand upright. They found something else entirely. It was, for lack of a better term, a manigator. Half man, half alligator. About 6 feet tall, green and scaly, with a gator's snout and a surprisingly human-like torso. He, and they were pretty sure it was a he, seemed more annoyed than anything, probably because these scientists kept interrupting his fishing. The manigator, as the internet lovingly dubbed him, wasn't particularly hostile. He mostly grunted, ate fish, and occasionally threw empty beer cans at tourists. He seemed to understand English, or at least the word no. Dr. Jennifer Ledbrada, a biologist with more degrees than a thermometer, was fascinated. This, she declared, changes everything. She spent her days observing the manigator, taking notes and trying to coax him into a game of charades. He remained unimpressed. One day, Dr. Ledbrada swore she saw the manigator reading a discarded newspaper. He seemed particularly interested in an article about the Miami Dolphins. Was he a football fan, or was he simply drawn to pictures of aquatic mammals? The mystery deepened. Funding poured in. Everyone wanted a piece of the manigator. National Geographic, Animal Planet, even the History Channel, because, you know, aliens. Dr. Ledbrada, however, insisted on a hands-off approach. He's not an exhibit, she argued. He's a sentient being. The manigator, meanwhile, seemed content to be left alone. He continued fishing, occasionally napping, and once even helped a lost child find his way back to the visitor center, though some say he just pointed with his snout and went back to sleep. The more Dr. Ledbrada observed, the more perplexed she became. The manigator was intelligent, no doubt. He used tools, the fishing rod, for example. He displayed problem-solving skills. He even seemed to have a rudimentary sense of humor, as evidenced by his habit of splashing unsuspecting tourists. The government, as governments often do, clammed up. Men in black suits and dark sunglasses appeared, whispering into phones and taking notes. Rumors swirled. Was the manigator a government experiment gone wrong, an alien visitor, a result of Florida's notoriously lax environmental regulations? The truth, as always, was probably far less interesting. But that didn't stop the conspiracy theorists. Websites popped up, dedicated to uncovering the truth about the manigator. Was he a harbinger of the apocalypse, a sign that humanity had gone too far? Or maybe, just maybe, he was just a scaly dude who liked to fish. Only time and a whole lot of bug spray would tell.